Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
An hour ago, the Indianapolis City County Council approved a resolution opposing the new religious freedom bill by a count of 24-4. Good evening, I'm Tony Sandlaben.
And I'm Olivia McClellan. Thank you for joining us. This resolution states simply that the people of Indianapolis are against all forms of discrimination. Their proposal, known as Proposal 120, will be sent to the governor's desk. Indiana state-supported universities have issued a range of statements in the controversy over the state's new Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Here at Ball State, President Paul Ferguson sent an email today to students, faculty, and staff. Without mentioning the new law by name, Ferguson said it is important to reaffirm that Ball State University has long been committed to a vibrant and diverse community and will not tolerate discrimination. This is Ferguson's second statement within a week regarding diversity issues. On March 25th, he sent an email to the campus community about the controversy surrounding the recipient of the John R. Emmons Outstanding Senior Award who owned a Confederate flag. Ferguson's statement today totals 92 words.
By contrast, IU President Michael McRobbie released a 304-word statement Sunday. McRobbie said, quote, "The law is widely viewed as signaling an unwelcoming and discriminatory atmosphere in our state." McRobbie went on to say, quote, "Indiana University hopes that the controversy of the past few days will move the state government to reconsider this unnecessary legislation. All public officials and public institutions in our state need to reaffirm our absolute commitment to the Hoosier values of fair treatment and non-discrimination." Now, at Purdue University, President Mitch Daniels, a former Republican governor, remains silent. His office issued an unsigned statement today. Purdue's 132-word statement says, in part, quote, "We wish to take this opportunity to affirm our unwavering commitment to our principles and our opposition to any governmental measure that would interfere with their practice on our campuses." The legislature, which passed the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, has yet to set the budget for the state's public universities for the next 2 years.
Supporters say the Religious Freedom Restoration Act protects people from government overreach and allows businesses to cite their religious freedom as a legal defense. But critics say the law allows people to use their religion to discriminate against gay and transgender people. In an interview on ABC's This Week, Governor Mike Pence dodged several yes or no questions about whether the measure legalizes discrimination. But he did say he would not support legislation to add protections based on sexual orientation to Indiana's anti-discrimination laws.
I will not push for that. That's not on my agenda, and that's not been an objective of the people of the state of Indiana. And it doesn't have anything to do with this law. We're not going to change the law.
Pence noted that Bill Clinton signed a similar law nationally in 1993, and President Obama supported a similar measure when he was serving as a state senator in Illinois.
Citizens of Indiana are not the only ones voicing their dissatisfaction with the Religious Freedom Bill. The chief executive officers of 9 corporations in Indiana, including Angie's List, Eli Lilly, and IU Health, sent a joint letter to Governor Mike Pence and legislative leadership stating their concerns about the bill's impact on employees and the state's reputation, saying, quote, "Our employees must not feel unwelcome in the place where they work and live." Other prominent figures throughout the country have voiced their displeasure as well, including the mayor of Seattle, Washington, who placed a ban on city-funded travel to Indiana.
I will sign an executive order this coming week that will prohibit travel on city tax dollars by city employees to the state of Indiana. As a general policy, travel, and if there's other business relationships that we have, we need to look at those as well. In addition, I am a member of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Their conference is scheduled in 2016 in Indiana. I'm going to ask the U.S. Conference of Mayors to revisit that if this law stays in place.
Other organizations to publicly speak out against RFRA include the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, the NCAA, and Apple CEO Tim Cook.
Indiana's new Religious Freedom Restoration Act has been making top headlines all over the country. NewsLink Indiana's Caitlin Ewing went to get Ball State students' opinions about how the university is handling the act.
President Ferguson sent an email to all of Ball State students, staff, and alumni stating that the campus will not tolerate discrimination based on the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Today, I asked Ball State students what they thought of President Ferguson's statement.
I think that it was a really smart move, and I feel proud to be a Ball State student because I would hate to be discriminated against based off of my sexual orientation.
I think that President Ferguson represented Ball State in a positive way because I think that the bill had a lot of bad reviews on it from the people of Indiana and all over the nation.
I think President Ferguson responded to this matter very well. It is unfair, and the fact that he addressed the campus and students saying that he would not tolerate it is very respectful and very kind, I think, on his part.
This has been Caitlin Ewing in Muncie, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Caitlin. Now today the weather was really nice. This past weekend, not so much though. It's cold.
Yeah, definitely not. But the weather today is certainly a nice distraction from what all has been going on in the headlines as far as Indiana is concerned. Hopefully it'll last a little bit. Nathan DeYoung, please give us the good news.
Well, we're hoping for a milder week, and it looks like it's going to turn out to be that mild week that we've been waiting for. We came off a cold weekend, and then Monday morning we had that sunshine out there for most of the day. A few scattered clouds throughout the area, but nothing significant noting worth. And a live look outside still looks beautiful. Clouds just hanging around. A couple of rain showers moving across northern Indiana. Nothing that'll make its way down here to central Indiana. Highs across the state of Indiana today, 61 in places like Indianapolis, Shelbyville, 62 in Bloomington, Muncie, 58 degrees today. Not too bad of a day. For your bus stop forecast for tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, 49 degrees. We'll have that mild start, looking at a 3 p.m. temperature of 57 degrees with those partly cloudy conditions hanging around. Coming up in my complete forecast, we're going to talk about how long the warmer temperatures are going to stick around with us, the next chance of some precipitation, and the mild weekend that's in store for us.
Ball State's minority students made significant efforts the past couple of weeks to have their voices heard in the community. Their concerns have gotten the attention of the university's president. Adriana Jones has the story live at the Ball State Student Center.
In this room, President Ferguson and Vice President Kay Bales will be hosting the Beneficence Dialogue, where students will have the opportunity to come in and discuss their concerns about diversity on campus. This is in result to the recent conversation about race and fair representation at Ball State.
Students have gone to social media, and organizations have held meetings to express their thoughts about racial insensitivity on campus. The discussion has stemmed from the controversy surrounding the winner of the Most Outstanding Senior Award, Chloe Ignagnos, who stated 2 years ago that she owned a Confederate battle flag. The Black Student Association held a meeting last Tuesday to discuss this issue, along with ideas for how to move forward. But some students felt the meeting took a wrong turn when emotions began to run high. Junior Kanisola Ajayi felt the meeting had the potential to be more productive.
Just petty things, like people talking over each other. People didn't listen in the beginning, so they didn't know what the problem was. Just like people walking out of the room, you know what I mean? So just unnecessary drama distracted us.
BSA member Darian Bailey took matters into his own hands after that meeting by writing to President Ferguson about his idea to help unite the community.
I came up with this idea that we should have a peace rally to unify the students on campus and to show that, the Ball State community is a positive one. And they were already having the workshops, and what they did was basically add my idea to the end.
Bailey's idea is called Hope and Healing at Benny, and he hopes that tomorrow people will come out and they will support the event, and that we can have good discussions. Live in Muncie, Adriana Jones, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Beneficence Dialogue will include 2 sessions, the first beginning at 5 p.m. in Student Center rooms 301 and 302. The second session will begin at 7 p.m. in the Student Center ballroom, and the evening will end with the Hope and Healing at Benny outside at the Beneficence statue starting at 9 p.m.
After the break, we have an exclusive look in of last Saturday's Muncie Gras.
This and more when we come back.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Muncie Gras took place Saturday night. This year, the event was the latest it's ever been, all in an effort to attract more Ball State students in warmer weather. NewsLink reporter Mackenzie Clark has the story.
Despite pushing back the date, temperatures certainly were not warm on Saturday night. Although one thing did rise, the number of Ball State students in downtown Muncie. Robert Dearden, a Ball State theater professor, says there is much more than the village for students to go to.
There's a lot more in Muncie than just Ball State campus. It shows them to get out of campus, come on downtown Muncie. There's a lot of culture down here, there's a lot of fun down here.
Trolley's picked up students in the village and took them downtown and back full circle. Almost every bus had a line.
I like how outgoing everybody is and how friendly everybody is, and everybody's willing to be outgoing.
People of all different ages, As you can tell from even outside the premises, the mic couldn't pick me up. The sound being proof that all different people were enjoying the event and relationships were being made. In Muncie, Mackenzie Clark, NewsLink, Indiana.
Well, you could certainly tell that the weather was cold this weekend, but today not so much. Was that a taste of what's to come?
When NewsLink Indiana returns, we'll have your full forecast.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
And welcome back. And Olivia, today was absolutely fantastic. In sharp contrast to the weekend, we've been saying it kind of this whole show. Upper 50s today, nice and warm, beautiful sunshine, absolutely wonderful.
It was great not needing a jacket. I just had a light sweater. I was loving the sunshine. Nathan DeYoung, what can we expect for the weather this week?
Well, definitely it was a nice change of pace compared to the weather we've had in the past. Currently outside 53 degrees. We felt those warmer temperatures today, which was a change coming off the cold weekend. And today's almanac topped out at 58 degrees here in Muncie, and we could feel it. You almost didn't need that jacket if you were headed out to class this afternoon and this evening. This morning was a little chilly. 35 degrees is our low this morning. Satellite radar as of right now. You notice that we have those cloudy conditions still hanging out with us, but we're also seeing that there's some rain showers up in northern Indiana. Nothing that'll come and down to central Indiana, but there is a chance we could see a sprinkle or two. Tonight overall cloudy and cool with our overnight low of 45 degrees. Southwest winds at 18 miles per hour. Let's jump into Precision Cast, stopping here at Tuesday at 9 o'clock in the morning. You notice that most of the state of Indiana is clear, but we notice that the clouds continue to build in as we experience one of our troughs as they move through. You notice at 3 p.m. we still have some lingering clouds, nothing that will affect our temperature tomorrow, where we will get up to 58 degrees tomorrow, same as today, but we're going to see those partly cloudy conditions, but we're also seeing that we do have some breezy conditions that'll join us. Winds out of the north-northwest at 14 miles per hour. Let's jump a look at your 7-day forecast. You notice that overall we have a pretty decent week in terms of temperatures, but we are tracking the chance of some precipitation Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now this is subject to change, but we are tracking actually some thunderstorms that could come in on Thursday. And then looking into the holiday weekend for Easter Sunday, we're actually going to see where we could actually break those clouds and be able to see some sunshine getting up to 58. But that's a little whiles out, so make sure you check back in with us.
Well, absolutely good to see that Wednesday high of 68 and sunny. That is so great to hear.
All right, coming up on NewsLink Indiana, the Ball State baseball team continued its success yesterday.
And the state of Indiana crowned high school boys basketball champions. Rob Connett has all the details next in sports.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm Robert Connett with NewsLink Sports. The Ball State baseball team was in Mid-American Conference action on Sunday, hosting the Buffalo Bulls, and the Cards wasted no time getting their offense on the board. They scored 8 runs in the bottom of the second inning, highlighted by Jarrett Reinflesh's grand slam. He also had 2 singles and a triple in the game. It's his first 4-hit game of his career. Ball State wins 16-8. It's their 11th win in the last 12 games. They're now 18-8 on the season, 5-1 in the MAC. The Cards will host Valparaiso tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Ball State men's volleyball team held senior night on Saturday as they took on the #2 team in the nation, Loyola University. It resulted in a 3-0 loss for Ball State, 25-19, 25-18, 25-17. Edgardo Cartagena led the Cards with 13 kills. Mike Scannell tacked on another 6 kills for the offense. With the loss, Ball State now 12-13 on the year. They'll play at IPFW this coming Saturday. Now after the game, head coach Joel Walton had some thoughts on this year's senior class.
You do appreciate the time that they put in. You appreciate how hard they worked for the program. Tonight, the biggest regret is that we weren't able to send them out with a win, and that's kind of frustrating. But we knew when we scheduled Loyola for this match at the beginning part of the season that it was going to be a challenging match for us. They're defending national champions, and they came in and played pretty well tonight.
And the 105th annual Indiana High School Boys Basketball State Finals were over the weekend down in Indianapolis at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. NewsLink Sports had the privilege of covering all 4 games during the day. The day started out with Class 1A and the Bar Reeve Vikings getting revenge over Marquette Catholic. Last year they lost to Marquette Catholic in the state championship. They finished runner-up 4 times, but this year Bar Reeve finally able to get over the hurdle. 65-50 was the final score. Duncan Roy leading the Vikings with 17 points. In Class 2A, the whole town of Frankton and more, some 3,000 strong, first appearance ever in a boys basketball state championship, but they took on the powerhouse Park Tudor. The Panthers came out strong, maintained the lead from start to finish. Bryce Moore, he's a Western Michigan commit. He had 31 points for the Panthers. Park Tudor broke their own 2A state championship game record, shooting 58% from the floor. Austin Compton for the Frankton Eagles, his last game as an Eagle, he led his team with 22 points, but Park Tudor was just too good, 73-46. Park Tudor winning their 4th 2A state championship in the last 5 years. Then in the evening session, Class 3A, this was a back and forth game the entire time. 16 lead changes between Griffith and Guerin Catholic. Both teams knocking down threes left and right. You skip to the late 4th quarter though, Matt Holba with 2 of his 29 points with the breakaway jam. He put Guerin Catholic up 6 with under a minute to play. Anthony Murphy, he answered right back with his 3. The game came down to free throws though. Guerin Catholic was able to capitalize, and the Golden Eagles win their 2nd boys basketball state championship, 62-56, the final in 3A. Then the nightcap, Class 4A, the excitement continued in a classic battle between Homestead and Evansville Rights. This game ended up going overtime. In the extra quarter, Homestead came out strong, scoring 9 of the first 11 points of overtime to lead 82-75. Rights came back with under a minute to play, no timeouts. Jalen Sanford knocking down the 3, but the buzzer sounds, and the Homestead Spartans, in their first ever boys basketball state championship, they take home the trophy. 91-90, the final in overtime. A great day on Saturday down in Indianapolis. Another congratulations going out to the state champions. Now March Madness high school version is over, but the real March Madness continues with the Final Four in Indy this coming weekend. Kentucky will play Wisconsin, Michigan State will get Duke, and the national championship is 1 week from tonight. And there we have it, guys.
That's definitely exciting knowing Final Four will be in Indianapolis. A good time coming up. The Daily Show has officially announced Jon Stewart's replacement.
Find out who it is with NewsLink Entertainment coming up after the break.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Lindsey Ross with your entertainment news. A company in California called the Candy Factory used a kiddie pool last week to create the world's largest peanut butter cup. The candy was created with 320 pounds of chocolate and 120 pounds of peanut butter. The process took over 3 hours and the work of 13 people to complete. Frank Scheftel, the owner of the company, said he will be selling pieces of the cup for $25 a slice. The Guinness Book of World Records is currently determining whether the creation fits the title of world's largest peanut butter cup. Last week, Jason Aldean married former American Idol contestant Brittany Kerr. The officiator of the ceremony was Willie Robinson, star of the reality show Duck Dynasty. The only other guests at the wedding included Aldean's 2 daughters, Keely and Kendall. The event took place on the beach in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. The couple had been engaged since October of 2014. Comedy Central announced today that comedian Trevor Noah will be replacing Jon Stewart on The Daily Show. Previously, Noah was a popular television host in South Africa. He hosted his own late-night television show called Tonight with Trevor Noah. Noah will begin his career as a host later this year when Stewart steps down from his position. Stewart announced his retirement in March. He has been the host of the show for 17 years. That's all for tonight. For your entertainment news, back to the desk.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Now, a final look at weather.
Definitely. We had a treat today and a treat again tomorrow. Tomorrow's high 58 degrees. Make sure you take your jacket with you because it will be windy throughout the day, but Wednesday, 64 is our high, looking pretty good. And then Thursday, we're tracking your next chance of some precipitation moving into the area.
All right, and now for a question for our audience out there. Who do you think this person is coming up here? Who does that look like? Is that our birthday girl?
Oh my God.
I think it is. Olivia McClellan's 22nd birthday is today,
Happy
everyone.
birthday,
Wishing
Liv.
her a very happy birthday. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, everybody, and happy birthday, Olivia.
Thank you. That's all for NewsLink Indiana.